folks. Today we're going to have a cryptocurrency episode. And if you've noticed in the YouTube channel, I've differentiated crypto shows, which we're going to be doing videos, probably a couple a week, from the Christian topics, simply because they can be two different audiences, and I'm not sure how much overlap there is. But on occasion, like today, when we talk about a crypto project that I really would like my Christian brothers and sisters to know about, and I feel it's important to know about, I'm going to turn it into a podcast as well. So today's show is about a censorship-resistant social and video platform that has its own cryptocurrency, and it's called BitTube. The social platform that's being built out for its use is called BitTubers.com, and the cryptocurrency is called Tube. And the distribution system, which gives everybody who partakes in the social network a share of the cryptocurrency for free, just by partaking, and those of you who are content creators can benefit even a lot more, is called AirTime. So being that there are several working components to this, and it's a little bit hard for some people to get their head around, we've done an hour-long explanation of this and why we think it's important and why we think it's great. It has a lot of possibility for the future. So this is not financial advice. I am a big proponent on Tube. It's about 1 penny right now for each coin. There's a very small market cap project, and I would, I think that if you get in there and get some of it, you can maybe within a year or two you can really benefit from this, and also partake in a censorship-resistant platform. So those of you who are just waiting to die and go to your puffy cloud, and you have no interest in participating in the truth, and you have no interest in censorship-resistant things, and you've basically given up because you feel Satan runs this world, and we're waiting for Jesus to come back and rescue us all from the hellhole that we live in, well then, yeah, probably just stay on YouTube, enjoy your censorship, and just don't do anything. But for those of you who want to fight back, who want to spread truth, who want to partake in spreading the truth of not only the gospel, but of the truths of the evils in this world, we need avenues and venues to do that. As you know, YouTube has shut down a lot of flat earth conversation. They've basically buried the algorithm, so the search words cannot be found. The only thing when you look up flat earth, for this is just using one example, 9/11's another one, the only thing that comes up when you search for flat earth, for example, is debunking flat earth, or why it's ridiculous, or why it's a retarded thing. So please, this kind of stuff is important, and that's why I'm putting it out there. I would urge all of you to get involved in the BitTubers platform, make your own profile. If you're a content creator, get on there, start uploading your videos, start uploading your posts. You'll hear in our conversation, it's a little bit like Twitter meets YouTube is one of the ways I can describe it. And it's a lot of fun. I do also have a interview up on the YouTube, Bank Robber and Bitcoin Guy YouTube, that is a interview with the CEO of the project. So you can learn more about it there as well. So anyway, I love this project, love everything they're doing, and I wanted to put it out there to get you guys ahead of the curve, which I will do from time to time for my Christian audience. So I hope you enjoy the show, and make sure you hit us up at brbgshow@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you can also find me on BitTubers at Nacho Don. That's at Nacho Don. Okay? So enjoy.
3, 2, and 1, and...
Hey folks, welcome to the Bank Robber and the Bitcoin Guy Crypto Edition. We're coming at you from coast to coast, as usual. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite projects in the world today, and that is BitTube.
BitTube.
But BitTube, the name itself, does not tell the whole story. You might say, well, I kind of heard of BitTube a few years ago. This entire business has totally changed and pivoted to a totally new look. And it wasn't because, it was a fail or anything, but they just learned from some mistakes from bit.tube, which was sort of a YouTube alternative or clone. Had you even heard of it, Forrest, back then?
No.
2 years ago?
No.
A year ago?
But then again, a year ago, yes. A year ago, I did hear of it, but I didn't give it any credence, any value. I just heard of it. That's at least something.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen in BitTube land, BitTubers, where I get around a little bit. This is my podcast co-host, Forrest Baker, over in New Jersey. He's got quite a story. If you listen to the beginning of our podcast, you'll be able to hear all about that. But I don't want to get into that now. We do have a Christian podcast that, but we're going to have crypto shows now too. So, I don't want to be silent on good projects and big problems in crypto. So we're going to come at you. Forrest's been studying it now for about a year. And I've been in crypto for a bunch of years. Since like 2014 is when I got my first Bitcoin and got acclimated into the whole world of crypto and went deep down the rabbit hole. And, I love it. Those of you who know me on the platform know I love crypto. I'm passionate about it. And if you saw my interview with Saber, you'll probably understand a lot more why I'm passionate about BitTubers. Tube as a cryptocurrency, AirTime as a distribution system, and everything else that these guys have going on and everything they have in the pipeline. So, Forrest, have you heard about BitTubers? I know I've been talking about it for a while to you, but you've been a little slow to the take on this one.
No, I've secretly gone on their site. I've gone on BitTubers.
Secretly, folks, secretly.
BitTubers.com. They have a lot of content up. But what I've noticed about BitTubers in general is that they have built a great infrastructure. This is not a one-page platform. This is a multifaceted beast ready to go.
I love that. I couldn't have made up a better term myself. A multifaceted beast.
No, it is. It's a multifaceted beast ready to go. I mean, they are built for scalability, which is something that when you talk about cryptocurrencies and the token or the coin, depending on how you want to refer to it, a lot of these guys have nothing more than a white paper, nothing more than a theory behind it, with no actual product, nothing tangible.
Absolutely.
Well, in this world of electronics, Google is tangible, YouTube is tangible, Microsoft is tangible through a screen. And now we have BitTubers, which, Don, you told me something about BitTubers which blew me away, and that is about, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here on what you wanted to talk about, because the one thing that really impressed me about BitTubers is the censorship stance they have, which is just incredible. If you want to, please enlighten us about their censorship stance, if you want to, or we can skip to that later.
Well, that's why I'm here. I mean, that's why I originally came, and then I started looking into all the other nooks and crannies of the project, and then I was just like, okay, this one I've got to have in my portfolio. This is a no-brainer, because the deeper I got in, the more I liked, and particularly I really like the CEO's vision, the founder, Saber Marum, the guy I did the interview with, and we'll link that below. Many of you have probably already seen it.
Yeah, I saw the interview. I've actually watched the interview twice, and the guy is brilliant.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he is. He's quite a guy, but yeah, and absolutely, that's definitely, he's a big part of it. But one of the things that I got here is his stance on censorship. And I would say his stance, it's the platform stance, right? It's like everybody who's building BitTubers, all the great developers that are working on this. And I don't know you guys personally, but thank you. Thank you for bringing a platform like this. This is important stuff you're doing. I really believe that. I know some of you might even be working for a paycheck. You're happy to have this a nice job in crypto, but this is important stuff, I believe, and so thanks. But the whole thing is why he started this, why Saber started BitTubers, is because he saw the censorship going on, between YouTube and Facebook, and I don't know all the details of it. Maybe he can talk about that himself sometime, why he was so motivated for this, because I don't really know. But anybody that is for censorship freeness, freedom from censorship is good in my book. They don't need to explain very much. That's all I need to hear. They don't need to give me all their deep philosophies about it. But so that's where he's at. And so that's why I'm here. Because, anybody who listens to our podcast will see, like, we are what society calls conspiracy theorists. We call ourselves truthers. We know the truth. But
we're just crazy, two crazy guys.
Yeah. So naturally, I would stumble upon this, before a lot of people do. So, I just want to do my best to put this project out there because it's great, and the more people that come to this platform, like YouTube, like anywhere else, the more dynamic a place it's going to be, and the more exciting it's going to be, and the better content that's going to be there. So really, this is more. When I put this kind of information out there, and I'm talking about this platform in particular, it's a lot about content creators and saying, get your ass over here. This is a badass platform. It's going to grow into something absolutely spectacular over the next few years. And you want to get in here early, and you want to, make a mark, at least start cross posting here from YouTube to here and stuff, and get comfortable in there. And start earning some tubes, because this stuff is going to be like highly valuable in a few years. That's my opinion, not financial advice. But yeah, I think it's like we're in on something very early, special here. If you're watching this video, like, and you haven't considered Tube and you haven't considered BitTube or whatever, like I said, get your ass over there and check it out, because it's unbelievable.
Well, there's a couple of good things I want to point out, or maybe highlight on what you said, or accentuate what you said. One is that yes, content providers are running over to BitTubers for sure, because we know that their member. Well, no, their memberships are BitTubers membership is increasing on a daily basis. It's not going down; it's only going up. That's a good thing. The other thing is that I'm losing my train of thought here.
Well, the memberships are going up like a clip. This is this is a project that's getting like 200 to 300 new people a day, and this is in the height of nobody cares about altcoins. Nobody cares about these crypto projects anymore. It's only like the diehard fanboys that were hoping to get a Lamborghini by buying some shitcoin. They're the only ones that are left hanging on to the threads of their project. The threads that are left. Right.
The other thing I wanted to say is that the name of the cryptocurrency for BitTubers is known as
Tube. T-U-B-E. Tube.
And Tube is, by the way, active. It's not stagnant. So that's a good thing too. It's being traded.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really impressed with the platform. I'm impressed with, like I said earlier, the infrastructure. I think there's an incredible vision behind it. And when you factor in the idea that listen, anyone out there who is really paying attention right now, you need to listen to this one thing I'm going to say. No matter what your opinion is in life, whether I hate it or I love it, you can put it on BitTubers and no one's going to take your channel down. That's the one thing.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Because
feel like I'm in church.
We're so used to this idea. Well, any of us that really are content providers know about other platforms, such as world famous YouTube. They will literally pull your channel down if they disagree with your philosophy of life. And now they say, "Oh, that's not true. We go through this," but it is true. There's documented cases of tons of channels being ripped down. And by the way, They lose all of their content. So they lose all of their subscribers. They lose all of their backbone information that they've built into their own infrastructure of their channel. So BitTubers is saying, look, do what you want, say what you want. you want to talk about cats all day, talk about cats all day, although that's not really offensive unless you're a cat hater. So go ahead, Don.
Well,
Meow.
yeah, so I just want to lay out like about this project.
Don't put me in a box.
Are you done?
No.
Thank you.
Poor cats.
But I just want to lay out some of the things and go through, and maybe we might have to break this up into 2 parts if depending how long this goes. But I'm going to talk about the whole project, like soup to nuts here. We wanted to start doing some crypto shows because we feel it's important, and this is one of my favorite projects. So, I'm going to spend some time on it, talking about it, and hopefully that if you find this video, you can use it as a reference to understand the project. Understand the business, as Saber calls it. It's not a business. Projects are fails, right? They're all fails. So many of these crypto projects. He looks at it as a business, as a businessman who wants to make money, right? And this is what contributes to things growing, right? And
right.
that's where he's treating it as a business. And I loved when I read this article that somebody quoted him in. From the BitTubers platform, and I was like, "Oh, that's perfect. This is my kind of guy to run a company. I don't want some guy who got $50 million given to him in an ICO, and then just spent it on parties or hookers or this is his own money."
Yeah, they don't care whether the platform succeeds because they've already gotten paid.
Right. Exactly.
And this guy Saber Marum has invested his own dollars, and he's put his money where his mouth is,
right.
so to speak, in the vernacular. Right. Running it like a business is the correct way to go, because the word altruism should have no part in running any sort of commercial enterprise.
Well,
so
and look at it this way: if you start a business, if you were to start a cryptocurrency, anyone can do that. Anyone can start a cryptocurrency. So Saber could have started Tube and then just walked away and said, try to pimp it, try to pump it, say, oh, I'll give you 10%. Or we'll do an ICO. We'll give away some of the coins or something, right? He could have done that and then walked away and then hoped to get rich, gave himself what's called a founder's fee of 10% right off the top, right? He could have made millions of dollars maybe. Maybe he takes 20% founder's fee, right? Then they say they're doing all this development, but they're not. But what he did is he created the cryptocurrency, and then he said, okay, now I'm going to give my money. I'm going to start a business to build use cases around this coin. And one of the most needed use cases and best use cases that I can think, in especially in the environment we live in now, is to create a new social and video platform. And that's what he's done.
So let's talk about the platform. What are all the different aspects of the platform that he's going on?
Well, let's just start with just glaze over Tube a little bit. It's a cryptocurrency. It's a Monero fork for those of you crypto heads out there. It's a privacy coin, which to me is just so awesome. Yeah, sure, some exchanges might not want to list it because it's privacy and they want to kiss the state's ass. That's if they want to do that, then let them do that. But there's ways around that now. There's decentralized exchanges. There's also exchanges that are now that are still trading it. You can still do it on Bittrex and stuff. I hope they hang in there. I will trounce Bittrex if they ever get rid of Tube, because this is a great coin with no, like I said, no ICO and no scam, nothing, no crap going on. But the coin has a 1 billion max supply. We're currently at like 200 million coins in existence right now that have been mined. And those coins get distributed, because this is how a proof of work coin works, like Bitcoin, right? When you create it, you don't just take a pile of 21 million coins and then throw some here and throw some there and throw some there, and then what are they going to give them away? Well, this is the mining process shoots out the coins to the miners, but now the way that Tube is constructed, 45% of that mining reward, instead of just going to miners, it goes to us users of the platform. So, that's very powerful. Like, imagine like if you were in like Bitcoin early days and you were earning Bitcoin for being on your Facebook, right?
Wow. Yeah, you can't even imagine
and
that.
maybe it was only pennies in the beginning, but you're like, hey, I got these things called Bitcoin. Oh, this is cool. I've got like 100 Bitcoins after being on Facebook for a couple of weeks. Pretty cool. Imagine if you had 100 Bitcoins right now, you know?
Yeah,
so,
you'd.
Yeah, so this is how proof of work coins were normally just go to the miner. But Saber said, look, I'm not only going to create the coin like a lot of these schmucks do. He created the use case for the coin.
Right, and it's also it's obviously an incentive for people to it's a perk of using the platform.
It's absolutely a perk. Like, you don't have to be into crypto to use this platform. I just want to explain the cryptocurrency first for the crypto people out there.
No, I want to hear more about
and
the
also,
Monero fork, actually.
Yeah, well, hopefully, as you hear me talk more about the coin, you could see how it relates to the AirTime. You see how the AirTime relates to the whole system and how we all get paid on the system and stuff. It's actually at its core, it's pretty simple, but the AirTime itself is really complex. I'm not going to get into the what makes that work, because I don't know. I think, for all I know, it's a couple elves somewhere in some back room somewhere, Well, it's possible.
That actually is possible.
But
according to most of the people on the internet.
Yeah. So it is a privacy coin too, and that's awesome, because that means that, if the government comes knocking on my door and says, hey, we know you have crypto, and we saw you on the blockchain here. You've got this Bitcoin moved from this exchange, and we know that you have, 3 Bitcoins, and we want our cut, and we know you made this much money. Well, guess what? With Tube, it's a privacy coin. You don't know how much I have. It's in my wallet. That's it. I'm the only one that knows. So, and the transactions are confidential. If I send the Tube to buy something, then people aren't going to be able to see what I bought, who I sent it to, and stuff like that. So, look, that's another reason why I got into Monero, and why it's one of my core holdings is been Monero. I first got into Bitcoin, and then branched out into Monero and stuff. And I love Monero. I still love Monero. But
so what? Let me ask you a question. Was Monero your first departure from Bitcoin? Your very first?
No, actually, Litecoin was.
Litecoin was your first departure.
Yeah, I hate that fucking coin now. Excuse my language, folks. I hate that coin now.
I'll put the fucking back in when I edit.
Yeah, Charlie Lee is, to me, the creator of Litecoin. He's like, he just copied the Bitcoin code and like made it a little bit, the block times different or whatever. To me, he's the original crypto scammer. Like, and I'll get into that on another episode sometime. Why I think he's such a scammer.
After Monero, what was your next coin? Just as a backdrop. Can you remember? Were you just like so inundated?
Might have been like Stratus or something like that.
Okay, so but you
a coin called Stratus.
When you first talked to me about crypto, and I know I'm going off your chart here a second. I couldn't get my head around it, and I don't know how many people out there are with me on that. Who, it blew my mind. It still actually blows my mind today. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to shut up about that, but I just want to make sure.
But why does it blow your mind?
Because my concept of a currency was always based on a piece of paper, And, you hold up a dollar bill in your hand, which I'm going to do now. Is that allowed by law? I'm going to hold up a dollar bill. This one's been well used.
Illuminati money there, folks.
This is Illuminati 2002 or something.
In Lucifer we trust.
This is it. And
show everybody the nice pyramid with the all-seeing eye at the top.
The pyramid? Yeah, there's the pyramid.
There it is. That's our country, folks. This godless, everyone says this country is Christian. That's bullshit. Look at that. No, move over the pyramid again. Look at that.
No, listen, if there's videos out there
look at that eye.
Go into the all-seeing eye because they say because the reason it's separated is because the work of the country will never be done. That's their excuse.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's.
I don't know the presidents, but bullshit. I'm assuming that's George Jefferson. So
I know how to fold that dollar up to make George Washington's head look like a mushroom cloud.
Well, that's going to have to be a separate video, but that would be awesome. That'll probably get 12 million views. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So let's try to keep it on course here.
Okay. So let's get back to where we were at. You were talking about the Tube coin.
Right. So, Tube is really cool. And like it is coming up to a crossroads here. Not anything desperate or anything. They're just they want to change Tube in the sense that like they want to change the algorithm in Tube. And I'm not like I'm not a developer. I'm definitely not a blockchain developer. So like looking at how the coin is going to be, it's going to move from proof of work to a combination, most likely, don't hold me to this if you're listening to this way in the future. What year are we in now? 2022?
28.
So we've got proof of work and proof of stake. And Tube, somehow they're going to make it into a combination of it so that the people that are actually holding more of the coin are going to get more of the rewards. And that already exists. And I'll talk about the staking here in a little bit, but it's going to exist on a deeper level. So another reason why you want to get some Tubes now, if you can afford it and get in there and get some Tubes, at least get a 25,000 stake. I don't know, what does that cost now? $250, $270. It's never going to be cheaper. You're going to get a stake that's going to give you more stake. You're going to get a stake, an STAKE, that's going to give you more STEAK.
Right.
Did I spell that right? Anyway.
Yes, actually you did.
So you got to get in there and get your Tubes. Like unless if you're watching this, you don't get your Tubes, you're just stupid. You're just stupid. I feel bad for you. What can I say? If you're watching this and you're like, oh, I like this project, but I have the money. I'm not going to buy this Tube.
Oh, there you go. There's the caveat. If you have the money.
Well, yes. You did say that. You got to have the money. Right. You
got to have the money. You do have to have the money.
I am a shameless shill, folks. I mean, I love the project. So what am I going to do? What am I going to lie to you and say, oh, be responsible. This could go to zero tomorrow. I don't believe it's going to go to zero. If I thought it might go to zero, I wouldn't be here talking to you. So.
Well, it's really amazing, though. I mean, look, I've known you for a while. What, 5-10 days now? Yeah. So you would not.
Well, we were pen pals when you were in jail.
Yeah, right. Don would not ever waste his time on a project he doesn't believe in. And that I know about Don. Yeah. So to me, that says it all, but that's not fair for me to give that type of credibility there. Right. But yeah, you've put a lot of effort into your understanding and the whole nine, and you've put a lot of money into this project as well.
Well, I didn't put money into the project. I'm not an investor. I bought Tube because I anticipate Tube going up. And when you buy a coin in a project, that's not the same as investing in a company or something like that. So let's not get it.
It's sort of like instead of owning the donut store, Don bought 1 million donuts or whatever it is.
To me, it's like being a modern shareholder in a way, and in a lot of ways, a lot better, right?
No,
for me, as an American living under the all-seeing eye of Horus.
Well,
that you just showed us on that dollar bill.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway,
not much we can do about that,
we're going a little bit long here already, but
are we?
let's get into. I want to get into AirTime. Then we'll take a break, and you could splice up the video if you want to 2 parts, and then I want to after the break. Then I want to get into BitTubers. But let's
So talk about AirTime.
AirTime is the backbone to the system, and this is what pays us all. This is why I'm saying you got to get a Tube, get it staked. You get more from surfing. So here's the deal: AirTime, if you use the proprietary BitTube browser, which you can download on BitTubeapp.com, you get we'll have links below that. If you're on BitTubers already, you already know what it is. You download the extension or the actual browser, which is only available on Windows at the moment, waiting for the Mac. But you download the extension, and then what it does is it gives you credit for your time spent online. If you're watching videos, you get credit. If you're just surfing website to website. Point is, the more time you spend online, the more rewarded you're going to get. It rewards time. So that's called AirTime. So it's rewarding your time spent online. Get it? So that's that. And another beautiful thing about the AirTime is if you have AirTime and I have AirTime and I watch your stuff, you get a reward too. You get a reward for me watching your content because AirTime knows that fellow AirTime brothers, and there are going to be millions of us, but right now the pool is kind of small. It rewards me for watching you, because it rewards me for watching anybody, but it rewards you when I watch you. So this is why, as a content creator, you got to get in this.
Yeah, well, it's actually brilliant.
Yeah, it's awesome. There's nothing like it in the market, from the mouth of the CEO himself. And we have a bunch of, internet nerds that are constantly in these chat rooms talking about, oh, well, we got this was a competitor or whatever. No, it's not. They don't have anything like AirTime. And maybe somebody comes up with something better, but nothing's being built out like this thing is. It's awesome. So I just wanted to say a couple other things about AirTime so you guys get it. If you have a YouTube, you can link it to your AirTime. You don't even need to go on BitTubers, which we're going to talk about in a bit. You don't even need to go on the platform. You could just be a YouTuber. You could just plug in. You're going to get more of a reward if somebody with an AirTime extension comes to visit your YouTube channel, because AirTime sees that and rewards you both. Same with Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. I don't think it's on Reddit yet. I'm probably missing another big one here. But you get it, the big socials. You link them up in your browser, extension. There's a Chrome extension as well.
Right.
And then you're set. Like, that's it. The only thing is, it's like there is an incentive to get some of your friends, users, viewers, content, audience that you have, and download the extension as well, because then you're going to make more, right?
Why wouldn't you? Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So think about this AirTime thing. It's like we're all getting rewarded for watching each other's content. And again, it doesn't even have to be on BitTubers. Notice I haven't really mentioned that yet.
No.
You can be on your own YouTube channel. So Saber was really smart. And when he said, we're not trying to get people to just totally like, oh, we're the better Twitter, we're the better YouTube. He said, basically, let's bring them in parallel. Let's onboard everybody so that, in a gentle way. Like, look, you could still be on YouTube. You could use your YouTube. As a matter of fact, you could upload your YouTube videos and they'll automatically get uploaded into BitTubers. That's cool. And eventually, though, the users that need a place, that want a fresh place, that want a place where there's no censorship in these like there are in the internet ghettos like YouTube, because we know they're basically ghettos. They're government-sponsored ghettos. You better abide by their rules or you're going to lose your free housing. I've lost a lot of free housing in my life on the social networks. Yeah, so that's another reason why I'm here. I get accounts banned all the time.
There's no doubt that you have lost a lot of time that you put into other networks. No doubt.
Oh, yeah. I've lost all this karma and stuff on
hundreds and hundreds of hours, if not thousands.
And, I don't define myself by a karma score or a Twitter upvote or anything like that. Not at all. As a matter of fact, I'm just getting into the social media thing more now because we have a podcast that I believe in and that I want to I want to continue to develop.
Right.
And it's not about a money thing. That's more about that's a totally different thing. But it's nice to talk about crypto here for a change, though. Obviously I get pumped up, right? But let me get back on track here, talking about the AirTime. So here's another thing, okay, about this AirTime is this awesome extension. And hopefully Forrest will throw up a couple pictures of that here as I'm talking about this. He's my producer.
I'm drawing the pictures right now. Hold on.
Okay, so hopefully you see drawing the pictures.
I'm going to make them the best I can with. I got a pencil. Hold on, my pencil just broke. Hold on.
Oh, man. Come on now.
Oh, use actual images for that. Okay, got it.
All right, let me get through this, and then you can make jokes. So we put in the what was I talking about? Oh, so the extension. There's all this functionality in it. It's insane. Like you could link up all your accounts, your YouTube, your Facebook, your this. So when people go there, you get credit, and you're going to get rewarded while you're sleeping. Okay, so that's pretty cool.
That's a great selling point there. A lot of people love to sleep.
Exactly, and so
it's true though.
I know it's true. I love getting my sleep. I love getting my 7-8 hours. That's for sure.
All right. I'll shut up.
Please. I mean, really. Okay. So another thing is the right on the extension, you have access to a world of buying and selling tubes in exchange. They are a bank. You can take your tubes that you earned and say, you know what, I'm gonna sell these into cash or into euros or whatever. I don't know what, all the monies. I'm sorry. You know, Hong Kong, whatever, Chinese. Do whatever you want. They're the Nepalese, Iraqi dinar. I don't know. They probably have a lot of things. I wouldn't be surprised. Sabre has everything on there. Honestly, the guy is unbelievable. So look.
Oh, actually, that's what I was talking about earlier when I first said that the infrastructure that he's built is scalable and incredible. I was also referring to that as well, the banking aspect of it. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm just going to finish up here a couple minutes, just tell you a little bit more about this crazy extension or the browser that has all these different functionalities and tools in it, and it's really in a nice little package. It kind of opens up on the side of the screen, which hopefully Forrest will show you at least a screenshot of, and it gives you like how many tubes you earned today, how much airtime, how much you earned yesterday, how much the price of tube is. Do you want to make a donation? You could donate to people straight through this thing. Every time you link up a wallet, like a YouTube or something like that, it creates a wallet for you. You don't even have to do anything. It just creates it for you, and then you drop it down. You say, oh, how much do I have in this wallet? How much do I have in this wallet? How much do I have in my YouTube wallet? Oh, how much do I have in my BitTubers account wallet? And you can move the money around or whatever, and consolidate it or whatever, or spend it, or or click on a button and sell it. It's like, this is insane. And this is why, like, when I see all this functionality, and then I go to, some other crypto project, and like, you go into the chat room or something. What's going on, guys? I haven't heard any update or anything. And all you hear are crickets. You literally hear crickets. You could cue the cricket noise here, Forrest. If you have that capability.
I have cricket noise.
That's why we need sound effects, bro. We need sound effects. Crickets, we need a cricket noise there. Anyway, so maybe cut that out. But anyway, there's the built-in banking and exchange. That's huge, guys. That's huge. And then the linking I already talked about. Also, on this thing, there's free ad blocker built in. So, okay, I know ad blockers are pretty common nowadays, but they've thought of it, and it's there. You don't have to pay for it. Also, a free VPN. VPN, I pay, I don't know, I pay like $50 a year for my VPN, and I've got a great VPN, but, this is free. This is free. You could get a VPN through the extension, a VPN to use. Come on, it's a no-brainer. So anyway, what the AirTime does in the background also is the AirTime is the engine that's taking all the tubes that are being created each day, and they're sending them out to the content creators. It's saying, oh, you visited this site, he visited that site, and all these computations are going on. And then it's sending the tube to the owners, or the people that earn them, the people as rewards. But that is, again, part of the mining production, the mining, which I said is a proof of work coin, going back to the beginning when I talked about Tube. That's why I laid that little foundation there, because I want you all to know, like, now this is the airtime and where the airtime was coming from. It's coming from that proof of work that the miners are doing, but that in the BitTube ecosystem, it rewards not only to the miners. It takes that mining, that the coin that was created, it takes 45% of that and it gives it over to the content creators and the consumers of their content. And you both make out when they visit your channel, and you both have the extension. And furthermore, there's ways you can earn more, and there's more coming, and that's called staking. So you have staking. So
listen, it seems to me like he's really thought of everything. It's everything seems to be like a very fair win-win situation for everybody, including the miners and the content providers and the viewers.
Well, I'm telling you, I think that if Sabre ever drops out of doing BitTube, he should become a professional chess player.
He you know what? He probably is.
I used to be really good at chess one time when I was a kid.
Oh my goodness, chess is a beast too.
I love strategy games.
Chess is just a beast. But listen, this guy has. When I said infrastructure, I meant everything. And quite frankly, where are we at with the creation of Tube, how far along are we with this?
We're 2 years into it.
We're 2 years into it, and he is really nonstop in his passion. Saber Maram, the CEO of BitTubers, is nonstop.
Didn't you call him
passion.
like a beast or something like that? What'd you call him in the beginning?
He's a multifaceted beast.
Wow, I love that, man. We got to get him a T-shirt.
So the beast. So, but he's nonstop with his passion, though. He's not sitting on a yacht somewhere, chilling 48 hours a day.
Oh well, he's sitting on a yacht, chilling 48 hours a day. But he's got he's directing the BitTube elves.
Well, my point is that he's.
I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding. I don't think he's sitting on a yacht. I know he's got money, though.
Well,
I know he's got money.
No, listen. Don't worry.
Well, thank God he's got money. We can't.
But it's so rare for somebody to put so much money into a project based on. I'm going to make it a privacy coin. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When he could have taken the easier road.
Yeah. I'm not going to take it for myself. I'm going to find ways to share this with the world. Come and get your cut. This is amazing. And look, like I said, I'm not new to crypto. Anybody who talks with me about crypto knows I'm not new to crypto. Because don't try to argue with me about stuff in crypto.
What do you want to do? You want to talk about BitTubers coming up next?
I do want to talk about that. Take a 5-minute break.
Okay, folks, that was a rambling discussion about the components that make up the platform, the actual currency itself, Tube, and the AirTime distribution method. It's hard to explain, but once you get on there and start using it and start using the extension, the AirTime extension, I think it becomes a lot more clear. Now we're going to segue into talking about the use case for the coin. And one of the strengths of this particular platform is the fact that it has its own currency. So people that are getting demonetized and being shut out from the financial system by being told, no, you can't earn anymore here on YouTube, you are demonetized, or your Patreon account, we don't want your business, you're shut down because of pressures from groups like the ADL or APAC or some other Zionist bullshit group. What happens here is you can't be demonetized because it's a cryptocurrency. And this is why I always encourage my Christian brothers and sisters that you got to get in there and start learning about this. Stop using the Illuminati money with the pyramid on the back and all that. I mean, you just love that money, but you're afraid to learn about something new. Peer-to-peer currency, cryptocurrency, is a godsend. It really is. And this enables us to transact with each other without any friction, without any middleman, without any government, without any banks. These are the evildoers in this world. They're the ones pulling the strings. They're the puppet masters. And they're pulling your string. So get in there, learn about this stuff. And a beautiful way to do it is with this social platform that we're going to talk about now, and how it's all integrated together. And once you get in there and you make an account, then you could slowly start to learn about the cryptocurrency that's attached to it. And you might find yourself uploading some videos or making a text post about your beliefs, making a Christian group in there, and then find yourself getting tipped by someone like me in the cryptocurrency called Tube. And it's wonderful because it's so easy to do, and then you learn about it, and you can grow in your knowledge of cryptocurrency. So anyway, without further ado, let me get into the second part of the show here, where we talk about BitTubers.com, the social platform. Enjoy.
Okay, it is the bank robber and the Bitcoin guy. We are back. Nacho Don here from the BitTubers. I'm just basically a creator on BitTubers platform. I don't work for them or anything, although sometimes I feel like I do. But it's all good. It's all good. I mean, I love the platform and stuff. So there's nothing wrong with that. I can't get this. I can't. Oh, full screen. There we go. My goodness. Oh,
it's good. It's a good thing we're censorship free here, Don.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I still can't get rid of something on my screen here.
No, that's my face. There's nothing you can do about that.
Well, I'm just going to keep going. So here's the thing, dude. We want to get into talking about BitTubers now. And
right.
BitTubers is a social video platform. Remember, in the first video, those of you who watched the first video, this is part 2.
Right.
Part 2. And the first video, we talked about Tube, and we talked about AirTime, the mechanisms and the calculations that go on behind the scenes to distribute Tube. We talked about the cryptocurrency Tube. Talked a little bit about Saber. I think you gave him a great nickname, although the Tube Father is hard to beat. But anyway, now we're going to talk about the use case for Tube. Now imagine if, like, those of you who have been like into Bitcoin or Monero, imagine if, like, I was telling Forrest today, I was like, imagine if, like, when Bitcoin was created, somebody came alongside of the developers and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to build this really cool, like, new Facebook, because, you know, fuck Facebook. It sucks. They're mapping us and all that. And let's say they built this thing out next to BitTube. Like Satoshi Nakamoto with some developer made a platform that was going to be able to reward part of the mining reward, the early Bitcoin mining reward, to users of this platform. Do you think Bitcoin might have taken off a little bit faster? I bet you it would have.
Most definitely.
You know, but
Yeah.
that's what Tube is doing. Now, again, there's a lot of competitors. There's also a lot of competing cryptocurrencies. And nobody had the foresight to do this right away. But what I really love about what the BitTube team is doing is they're not just saying, like I said, Saber's not just saying, like, here's a new cryptocurrency, right? Oh, by the way, I own 20% of it, but I'm going to do great things with it. I'm going to develop things. I'm going to use that for development. What they're saying is, what he's saying is, let's create a currency, but now let's create the use case for it. Let's create a fair distribution. That's the AirTime. That's to the users and the content creators. So we all get our little slices of the pie.
Right.
And then, but how are people going to find out about this coin? How are people going to use it? What's it for? Well, ideally, it's to buy groceries and pay for things online, but we're not there yet. This is a fledgling new cryptocurrency. And the distribution is to anybody who wants it. Anybody who wants in gets in, right? That's through AirTime. Download the extension, the browser. I went over that in video 1. So, anyway, BitTubers is a place that it was developed to share in we can share in Tube. We're going to earn tubes. And also, it's a place where it's censorship resistant. You can't go up there posting pornography, and, well, actually, there probably is a little bit of pornography on there. I don't know. I always X that stuff out. I don't watch it, but there's some seedier stuff on there. You got to watch it, just like on YouTube or just like anywhere else. But there's going to also be a community moderation system. Also, there's the not safe for work thing. So it's like 18 and older or whatever, and look, it's not safe for work. So there's that. And they've got to serve that crowd as well. This is part of free speech, right? People want to get naked. They're going to get naked. Booties and all that. It is what it is. But you curate your list of things that you follow, just like on YouTube, right? You can follow great things, and you can learn things, and you can get educated, and it's just like anything else. So this isn't, but
people are going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, for the Christian audience out there, are you going to come here and see, butterflies and angels? No, it is what it is. Just like it's like YouTube in that sense, right? So it's going to be kind of the same thing. But I forgot what I was saying about the Saber making a use case for the coin. Right. And I was saying, like, if you did that for Bitcoin, that would be really cool. And Bitcoin probably would have really blown up a lot faster and got adoption and everything. Then they would have had to increase the blocks and actually scale to the world. But, now we are where we are with cryptocurrency. But the cool thing about this is a platform that can literally, like, who knows, like, maybe once they get to 100,000 users, it starts to grow exponentially or something, because people sharing, liking, saying, hey, you know what, this platform is really cool. You should come over here. You should check this out. Or I'm on BitTubers because I can post my content there and not worry about having to go through all these crazy guidelines and worry that I didn't offend, the Anti-Defamation League or, APAC in America or something, so my content can stay up there. I don't need to worry about somebody kicking it off. Oh, and by the way, I have my own group here because BitTubers has groups too, and where it's a private group. So it's only for, like, the real hardcore people that fight the ADL or something like that. I don't know. You could do that. And I'm not saying this platform's about ADL or anything. That's me, right? I'm just saying these are the people that are responsible for a lot of the stuff that's getting censored these days. So anyway, a little bit of a tangent. But how does that sound so far to you as a a user of the current social networks? I know you haven't really used BitTubers much.
It's fantastic because, look, if for those of you out there, and for myself included, I speak for myself, but I want to relate something. If you have something you want to put out to the world, this is the place to do it.
Right.
Christian, or if you're a Jew or whoever you are, you can put it on this channel and you can speak your mind, and you don't have to worry about, someone else who views your video finding offense to it and then trying to get you banned off of this channel. Right. So, and by the way, folks, for those of you who don't really understand, and there's a lot of you that really don't, if you're on another social network such as YouTube or whatever, and you say XYZ and someone disagrees with you and finds it offensive, you're done. You're basically done, or you're being threatened to be done, and eventually you're gone. So the idea of censorship is really simple. The idea of censorship has always been simple to me, even when I was a little kid. It's that, if you don't want to watch a TV show, then don't watch it. Don't sit through something you hate and then complain about it. It's just this illogical way of viewing things. It's like, I watched this show the other night and I watched the entire thing and I hated every minute of it and I found it offensive. What? Just shut it off. So it's this thing where we get to complain about things after the fact.
Right. Yeah,
it's not one. So anyway, to me, if you've got content, take the time, put it on BitTubers, and sit back and watch it grow.
So, I don't want to talk about too much about and good points there, Forrest. I don't want to talk too much about the actual features and stuff. It's a very cool platform. It's like, the only way I could describe it is like and hopefully maybe Forrest can put up a screenshot right now of like what my here's what my BitTubers page looks like, and this is the layout, and then maybe I'll show you social view. And there's a video view, so those who want more like the YouTube feel. So you got a couple different, you get customizable. They're already making it customizable and all this stuff. Things run by hashtags. That's how you discover things and subject matters and things like that. There's an audio section. You got to get on there and check it out. So it's like Reddit and Twitter meet YouTube. It's very cool. And they're just building cooler and cooler features. And the great thing is, if you get involved with this project, you can get into the Discord and Telegram groups, and the CEO is going to be reading your messages. You can actually partake in the development of this platform. So for those of you who really value free speech, really value cryptocurrency and the value of that, see value in that, get involved with this project, because you're helping with both. So, all hands on deck. Let's get in here. Let's provide value to a project like that. And that's just an appeal to the people that are out there that, and you might be watching this in 2020 or 2021. there's a long way for this thing to grow, and so get in there and help spread the word about this platform, because it's important. So let me also talk about another important thing, and that is, and you're probably aware of this, Forrest, because you watch some of the same type of channels I do, and this is people that have been demonetized from like YouTube or from Patreon even, whereas like they said, oh, you know what, sorry, we don't want your business anymore. We're not going to allow you a Patreon account here. And meanwhile, that's the way this guy, let's say content producer XYZ, that's how he was making his living. That's how he was working and getting rewarded for his efforts by his audience. And, have you heard a lot of that?
Absolutely. It seems to be a weekly occurrence.
Right.
Look, one of the things I wanted to mention to you, and look, for those of you out there who've heard about this, that's fine. Whatever your opinion is, it's fine. Whether you agree with what I'm going to say or not is irrelevant. My point is very simple: is that there was a very famous use case, or if you want to call it a use case, of somebody getting on Twitter, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and actually losing their job. And it's happened many times before, but this person is Roseanne Barr. And what she did was she compared President Obama's...
Your ex-girlfriend?
She actually is. She is my ex-girlfriend, and she does have an active restraining order against me. So last May, Roseanne Barr compared President Obama's former advisor, Valerie Jarrett, to an ape on Twitter. So they fired her. Now,
ape. Oh, because of the black...
Because of
she must have been black or something.
Yeah, because...
Well, that's pretty insensitive to call a black person an ape. I mean...
Yeah, oh, no. I don't think she did. She said she was on Ambien at the time, and she was just rambling at 3 in the morning. But the problem is look, she has a right to say what she wants to say, and she does work for ABC, and they fired her. But the point is that whether I agree with it or you agree with it is irrelevant. Do I think she meant anything racist by it? Probably not. You'd have to, but at the same time, she did it. She got fired, and she's gone from her own show. And the show's still on the air, by the way. It's a top 10 show on ABC
Can you
now.
give me the actual real context of why she called her former worker, who is black, an ape?
The real context. I want to make sure I've got the real context here. No, she just simply referred to her as an ape.
Well, I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Do you agree with her? But
I don't agree with her.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter whether you agree with her or not. My point is, it's kind of a stretch. But if she did it on YouTube,
right,
she's gone. If she did it on BitTubers, she's still there.
She might even get an award. You never know.
My point is that, look, it doesn't matter whether we have a presumption to believe that when someone screws up and makes a mistake and makes a derogatory term such as ape.
Right.
Look, is my example on target completely? Probably not. And look, does it really matter?
It's a crazy example, bro. But
no, it's not. But it's relevant to the entire idea.
Yeah.
That how dare you strip me of everything I've worked for because I've made.
You see why I got this guy as a podcast partner?
Well, what if she referred to her as a monster? If she's not chosen the word ape and she said monster, they probably would have been able to deal with it. I just want to know what they were arguing
about, or why they were calling each other names in the first place. But look, enough Roseanne Barr. I want to move on from that.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
the whole thing is here that, Roseanne Barr wouldn't have lost her YouTube channel, and she wouldn't have lost her Patreon account. She wouldn't.
She would have lost. She would have lost.
Right, but if she was on BitTubers, she would not have lost. She wouldn't have lost her. That was my point. She wouldn't have lost her channel or anything. She could express herself, and people could go downvote her. and people can make her
and they
lose.
could stop watching her.
Yeah,
Right.
and they could stop donating to her, and they can write letters to where she works and says, look, why do you have somebody like this representing your company, and her life can be affected in a negative way, by people doing that, and they can have an impact, but not allowing people to say things is terrible thing. I think we can, most of us, especially those of us in crypto, can believe that, but I don't know. People in crypto believe a lot of crazy things. Anyway, that's the big thing. No limitation. So in other words, censorship-free material, but and content. And censorship-free, that's the thing. Censorship-resistant, let's call it, right? Let's call it what it is. And because copyright stuff, they're still going to have to act on that. This is a business. They can't let you just go post anything you want. And I get it. There's a lot of arguments to be made that shouldn't be and all that, but that's not what we're getting into here. But that's not what we're getting into here. Well, I know you're an author, and I don't know if you'd want your book just passed around for free, but we could talk about that some other time. But the important thing here is there's censorship-free money here too. And that comes in the form of Tube. And when you get it, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can come and say, oh, I see how much you have in your account because I can see it right on the ledger. It's a privacy coin. That's another thing that's awesome. And you have a freedom to run your own content channel. You have a freedom basically to run your own business. Because anybody who's producing content, I'm not a content producer. I'm just recently doing this with a little podcast and stuff. I don't care about making money on this. I care about the actual platform and getting this out there. But there are people that are making their living off YouTube and on socials and stuff like that. And here you have the freedom to run your own business and to get the donations from people who want to support your work without interference, okay? Without some power that shouldn't be, some Illuminati, ADL member, some Freemason jerk off to come and tell you that we don't like this, okay? Or your communist government to come in and say we don't like this. Do what you want. This is how the world's going to get better. We got to express ourselves. We got to get together. And you know what's amazing? And let me just say this about BitTubers. Something I've noticed. Now again, it's a small sample. Just hit 14,000 users today. It's growing at a 200 to 300 per person clip every day. But one thing I noticed is people are nicer to each other in general so far, at least so far, okay? The people that are on the platform, because the accounts have to be verified, you have to be a real person with a phone number if you want to be verified. You don't have to be verified, by the way. Oh, those of you who want your privacy and everything, you could be a lurker there. You can even post. There's certain things that only paying members or verified members have access to, and that's bigger posts, that's more posts maybe, and that's more space to write, more upload time for videos and things like that. So that's important. There are levels of accounts here, right? Some people don't need a full account, an account where you're uploading hundreds of videos, but that person should pay something for it, because on YouTube we're selling our souls. We're selling our data, we're selling everything that they can follow us around. We're agreeing to all these crazy terms of service, and that's the difference between that and this. This you pay a couple dollars for, and you have access to do wonderful things. You have wonderful tools at your exposure, or you don't pay at all, and you post a little bit less. You can't come on for free and start spamming shit all over the place. And that's another thing I personally love about the thing, because if you're going to get on there, well, you're either a real content producer, a real content consumer, a real person, right? Because you get verified, and people can then you don't have to interact with people that are living on a kibbutz, somewhere in Israel, that are just like sitting there programmed like, oh shit, he's talking about flat Earth again. Oh shit, he's talking about this again. Oh, he's saying something that we deem as anti-Semitic. Oh no, overload. Oh, come on, bring the backups in. Hey, come back from lunch, guys. Now we got 1,000 more people that are downvoting this guy. I mean, this is ridiculous that is going on, and you don't know who's real online anymore, and you don't know who's fake. There's so many fake bot accounts and I just used an example of people living on a kibbutz. Hello, kibbutzers out there. Come and get me,
Right.
mother effers. But
Right. And
it could be anybody, and it could be the government and the CIA and Mossad and whatever else. Okay?
Well, listen,
They're interfering
14,000
right
users
now.
doesn't seem...
Your audio just went out. They're interfering right now. Your audio just went out.
I'm sure they are. That's me. 14,000 users doesn't sound like a lot
Oh, it's not.
right now.
It's not.
Well, but it's like I said, they're growing.
Yeah, it's
They're
gonna,
not. They're not dropping, and more and more people are finding out about this platform. And hopefully, all of you listening will actually just take a few minutes of your day to get on to BitTubers and check it out and open up an account and get going and share it with your friends. And look, it's growing. It's constantly being modified and corrected and changed. And that's where we all come into play. But to have a censorship-free platform in which to post whatever you want, really basically, is pretty incredible. It's actually, in this day and age that we're living in, is amazing because listen, the one thing I know from being in the YouTube community is that you've got to be extremely careful about what you say, because if you say the wrong thing,
You're walking on eggshells.
they will contact you. The one viewer who watched you will contact YouTube. When 3 viewers contact YouTube, they will strike you and they'll knock you down. So you can have one bad day, is what I'm saying. Doesn't mean you deserve to lose all of your content. So I am so behind this Saber Maram and what he's doing, and I have so much respect for what he's doing, because he just didn't build a micro platform that doesn't really do anything. It's just good for show or just for raising money and raising capital and trying to cash in. This is a long haul. This is a long program, and it's I personally don't believe it's going anywhere. Because I think there's a lot of good people out there who are going to find this.
You mean it's not going off the map? Not like it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to fade into obscurity.
People know that once you hit the 100,000, 200,000 user mark, then it's easier to exponentially grow. Because more and more people, that's a bigger pool of people. At 14,000, it's only going to grow at this level. At 100,000, it's going to grow at this level. At 1 million, it's going to grow at, who knows, 50,000 users a month at a million. You never know.
Right.
If you look at but
who knows? Probably
it's a good platform, and God bless Saber Maram for having enough guts to put it out there to do it.
Thank you, Saber.
And to not,
Saber.
Yeah, incredible guy.
Let me just
go ahead.
Put a little finishing touches on this. So the main thing about BitTubers is you got to get in there and you got to try it. It's just like any other social network
you
thing.
Have to get on the site.
Like YouTube, you got to go and feel it out. I could describe it to you all day. I could even show you screenshots, but get in there and play around with it. What do you need? Somebody, you got to watch 10 videos on something before you go use it. I mean, get in there, go to bittubers.com and go and use it. It's pretty intuitive. Okay.
Right.
So no ads. That's another big thing. That kind of goes without saying, but I got to mention it because there's ads. It's a huge thing.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Huge.
Glad I made this little checklist. No ads. Starting your own public or private groups. That's going to be good. You could use your imagination with that one. I mean, I'm not saying anything nefarious. I'm just saying, or illegal. I'm saying people can start their own groups where you want to keep the conversation with you and your small group, your friends. You want to vet somebody before they come into your group. You want to make sure they're one of you, and you give them a private invite into your group. Then that's another thing that you can do here. The important thing of to donate. It's so cool. Like, I come to your post, I like it, I just hit a little button, bink, boom, sends you money. Confirm on the blockchain, boom, it sends you it. You get a notification. Don sent you money, or well, it says comment now. Don sent you a comment. You go look at the comment and you see I sent you money. So they're going to add, though, when you're like, oh, you've received a donation. I put up the video with Saber and I got like 2,500 tubes already. That's very important to me. I love it. I appreciate every tube that somebody sent me. I really, it feels good. Sure, it might not be worth a ton of money, right now, but who knows? Maybe in the future it will be. And also, it feels good to get a donation because it shows that you're appreciated. Even if it's a penny or a couple pennies. And it's nice that you can donate on Tube. You could donate a fraction of a penny to somebody if you want. And it still pops up that, look, you sent them something. And that's a nice thing about cryptocurrencies, because you could divide it into fractions of pennies. You know, please don't anybody tip me a fraction of a penny. Give me at least a penny. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah, just at least a penny. Just come on, at least a penny. Can we keep it at a penny? At least a penny?
Yeah, barely.
Anyway,
A lot of
some
pennies.
very generous people out there. And anyway,
a penny.
yeah, a penny is
A
fine.
penny.
Hey, because that Tube penny, that might become a $2 or $5 tomorrow. So,
Well.
then I could buy a Big Mac. Anyway, so there's going to be, they're raising the character limits, no character limits on the posts. If you have a paying account, not everybody has the same privileges. That's another nice thing. Free is over. That's stupid. That model is corrupt, and it's like you selling your soul so you can get free social likes and free posting my pictures. There's a cost for everything.
Well, there is, and I'm going to tell you how I evaluate that cost. It's very simple. For every minute a day that you watch an ad while you're surfing the internet, when you're forced to watch an ad.
Oh,
so
brutal.
the video stops and the ad starts, and it says your video will begin in 5 seconds.
Oh, brutal.
So add up all the minutes. 1 minute a day of wasted time watching an ad is 6 hours a year. So the question is it worth?
He's got the math, folks.
50,000, is it worth 3 weeks of your life a year to watch videos on another network when you can just watch the content and not be forced to watch an ad?
Yeah.
And to me, I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, content creators, you come here and they say, well, I don't have the ad revenue. How am I going to make money? You're going to make money because, especially if you're getting here early, because the Tube value is going to go up in time for the reasons I just stated on video 1 and the beginning of this. You got to understand how Tube and AirTime and BitTubers as the use case for the currency come together. At the foundation of this, though, is a cryptocurrency, right? I'm a cryptocurrency guy. I'm a free speech guy. I'm not a content producer, really, right? We're just starting to do this. This is just something that it's better than going out and getting slashed up here by a homeless person. It's fun. It's fun for us to talk about this stuff, and I'm passionate about it. And Forrest is getting into it a lot more too. And anyway, just remember you have freedom here of your money. And that's in the form of Tube, which you can, as I said in the first video, you can exchange into your banking account for cash, euro or Iraqi dinar or something like that.
Iraqi dinar.
Okay.
Freaking hilarious.
And then you have podcast features that are coming. Live streams are there. Super chats are coming. Okay. So for those of you like my boy Adam Green, who just kind of blew BitTubers off so far, I tried to get him into it. He didn't want any help. He did, but he didn't. Whatever. You got to figure out your own way here, Adam. I'm not staking for you anymore either. Super chats. Adam, you don't have your super chats. Why don't you come over here and start promoting BitTubers and doing some super chats over here? And then donate with a message. Like all these cool things. Easy way to send money, give money. And it's all, as we build on this ecosystem together, we grow the use case of Tube. When things are used more, they become more valuable. There we go.
I agree. And, people who are content providers, don't forget, you can also sell T-shirts, coffee mugs, alarm clocks, whatever it is you want to sell to pay for your content too. So it's not like you just have to get ad revenue. You can be a little creative.
And you're going to have Marketplace here too, which they're developing.
Sell a T-shirt for $19.99. You know, if someone is a subscriber to your channel, they'll buy one.
Oh, absolutely. If you're not hitting up your subscribers for donations, or for selling them T-shirts and stuff, or both, then you're missing opportunities. If you're
Right.
relying on, the YouTube ad revenue for your thing. First of all, you're putting your viewers through that, watching ads and sitting through that bullshit. Give me a break. Do you respect your audience?
No, it's the model that
harsh.
they've forced down our throats, and basically society's eating it happily.
Right.
But they just don't know there's a better way.
And this is a better way. And I think one of the things that proves that this is a better way is the fact that when I first heard, like, people were on like YouTube, and I'd say, they're going to make any money or whatever. And then I said they got a Patreon thing. And then I went to some of their Patreon pages, and I see they have hundreds of Patreons giving them each $5 at least a month. I said, wow, this is awesome. I'm so happy this person is able to make a living off presenting this wonderful material. And this is, but and that's great. It's great that those systems exist, but let's face it, they're ghettos. The financial system is run by mafia ghetto people too. They're all on board together. They're all scratching each other's back. We need to move to a crypto system. We need to move to real money, honest money, uncensorable money. That's why we're all in Bitcoin. That's why we're all in these cryptos. Tube is that, and then some. It's a privacy coin. It's small, and we can talk about that another time. But as this thing grows, it's going to be a beautiful thing that we all partake in. And the distribution is being spread out, right? It's being spread out to the who? The miners? The people with all the money to mine the coin? The people that are spent? No, it's being spread out to everybody who's contributing to the network.
Right. It's a win-win-win situation. The viewer, the content provider, the miners, everybody gets paid. It's a distribution system. It's kind of like, it's a model that, quite frankly, I think is ingenious, because I would never have thought of it, never in a million years. That distribution system, I never would have thought of it. At least I don't think so. I would lie to you if I said I would have thought of it.
Yeah, that's okay. I think you could have thought about it, and
it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant system, and it really does incentivize everybody to participate. So
yeah, it's awesome.
Don, thank you so much. You really, wow, you've enlightened my night, bro.
Right. So I think that's enough to stop here with that one. And maybe what I want to talk about, if we do another video on BitTubers, is when we come back, I want to talk about like all the things maybe to look forward to or something, if we even do another video. But let's leave it at that. I don't want to wear people out, so they're already at another half hour. But as you can tell, there's a lot to talk about with BitTubers. And come on the platform. Get on BitTubers, get engaged. You don't have to know about cryptocurrency. You don't have to know even about AirTime. Get the extension downloaded or use the browser, because that's what's going to get you paid for just surfing online. And then come in and learn about it. You don't have to buy Tube. You don't need Tube. People are going to donate Tubes to you, though, if you put up your content. You're going to get these donations. You're going to be like, well, I got these Tubes, so they're in this wallet now. There you learn about it. But that's going to be your money. And as Tube goes up in value, maybe one day it's going to be worth a lot of money. Who knows? Well, I know it's going to be worth a lot more than it is today. The question is, how high will it go? That's really the only question.
And you're being fair and honest and pragmatic about your approach. You're not trying to say it's going to be worth $80,000 a coin in the next 3 months so we can buy Lamborghinis. But look, the truth of the matter is that the more people participate in BitTube, the tube itself, and BitTubers.com, the coin can only go up. The value of the currency can only go up, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not worried about that. What Saber Maram has done with his infrastructure, from the banking to the censorship platform to everything he's done, is he's built this very strong foundation in which to build upon. It's absolutely, to me, listen, I hate to say it and be redundant, but to me, it's unbelievable. So I'm going to shut up with that and wish everybody a beautiful day.
I'll try to get you his phone number. You could take him out for a coffee.
Sure.
All right. Anyway,
sounds
folks,
good to me.
enough BitTubers for one video, and we'll talk to you later.
No. Bye.
Bye-bye.